Hey, what up, guys? Anyway, but I'm back on the animation review. I'm reviewing season 1 of The Simpsons. Yep. Like this anime guy, I'm reviewing every season of these popular, well-known adult comedies. Because it's a current adult comedy I can't properly watch on Disney Plus UK for whatever bloody reason. Was it? I don't know why. It's a show called Populous. I don't know if it's something about a legal issue or not. Since it is produced by Fox. I had to look that up. I had to look that up when I'm done. Because it has to be some kind of legal issue that it can't be available on Disney Plus. It has to be the only explanation. Because a lot of books, other books with comedies are available online. Mostly. Yeah. Maybe. Now, technically, now this video review will exclude Simpsons Will Soon Open Fire. You know, as the first official episode, I already covered it. I covered it back in December. So once you want full on that episode, go check it out. Sorry. Go check it out. It was a premiere review too. So I record that months in advance. But it's funny, going back to season 1 compared to the show now, with over 800 episodes, by the way. 800. Oh, shit. Show's still going strong today. You can see how much the series has evolved with its characters. And, well, be honest, season 1 is quite different from later seasons. Season 1 had a lot of production issues going on behind the scenes. So, caused a lot of inconsistencies in animation. And that's why some characters looked a bit different when they debuted. I'll get into that. Which is some, but not those characters. Some characters' voices sound different too. Most well-known examples are 2 of Homer's friends. Now, when I talk about the final episode, that's going to require a little bit of context. So for now, let's get into the series. So, the first episode of 1990 was Bart the Genius, which was the first appearance of some classmates, including Principal Skinner. At least I think he appeared. No, I think he appeared in Ghost and Fire. It's been a while, I can't remember. Should look that up. It was also a debut of it. I think it was the debut of Edna Krabappel. Yep. It's also a debut of Bart's best. This is also a debut of Martin Prince. And a debut of Bart's best friend, Milhouse. No, fun fact about Milhouse. He was originally created for another show that never got off the ground. So his design was reused for Butterfinger commercials while officially debuting in the show. Yeah, he was never intended for the show originally. But now, we can't see the series of him. Of course, now he has a different voice actor. The long-time voice of Milhouse has left. Now, Homer and Marge's voice has definitely changed a lot over the years. But Bart and Lisa's don't sound too different these days. Of course, Julie Cameron's voice has definitely been affected while doing her Marge voice for decades. That can be rough. So basically, the show may eventually have to replace her. She can no longer do the character. As if she no longer could do the character. But if that's the case, who would get the voice Marge? As her voice is so iconic. They can't just hire anyone to play the character if Cameron does decide to leave the show. I'm not saying she will, but just in case she might. So I'm just proposing that. If that does ever happen, let me know in the comments who do you think could make a good replacement for that iconic voice of Marge. She has such a distinct voice. So yeah, the episode's where Bart ends up changing the test answers of Martin's test to his own. And knows in early seasons Homer's a lot more temperamental than just dumb. Why you know? There's quite a few why you. He doesn't do it that much. I think he does say why you know like 3 times about season 1. Hey, season 1 does have quite a couple character debuts. Like, of course, I'm not sure about Principal Skinner, but this season debuted Mrs. Carbappo. She was a great character. But I actually did care about her as a teacher. You know, he performs pranks a lot. She has a complicated romance with Principal Skinner. Eventually, that leads to some indifference, leads some things between the two. If you don't see, of course, you probably have seen them on episodes, but in case you haven't seen the later episodes, I'm not going to mention anything there until we get there. Just when the character was finally happy. Tragic. Interesting enough, Blandis reappears in the season. But just enough, this is actually the first appearance of Todd. Rod and Todd, we just have Rod or was it Todd? I can't remember which one was in the Simpsons was on Open Fire. But just enough, no Maud. Yeah, lack of Maud Flanders in the season. It's quite interesting. Most likely she wasn't born up at... Maybe they originally planned for that to be a single dad. But that changed, I guess. Now it appears in The Simpsons Go Wild, I think it's called. A later episode where The Simpsons go on a camping trip. Go on a bit of a trip when Homer gets jealous of Flanders' new RV. Homer's jealousy of Flanders is still there early on. Barney appears in the show, of course, which is enough. He does start up with the design he had in the Roast and Open Fire. Brown shirt, yellow hair. But the coloring actually changed. Again, was not a mistake, because a mistake with the production issues, because it would be like that when he debuted. So, later appearances in the season, he looks exactly like he does now. Mole's design did change slightly. He was painted with given black hair, but eventually given the grey hair we know today. But his outfit didn't change much, and his voice did change a bit. But the prank goes today from the start. I am looking for Mr. Alcoholic. First thing, Al. Hold on a sec. Is there an alcoholic? Is there an alcoholic here? Hey everybody! Is there an alcoholic here? I think that was in season 1. Or was it later? Or was it from a different episode? I might have got that mixed up. But I know one of them was all of her clothes off. I love those Frank Core gags. They're still a great cast. I don't know when the last one appeared in the show. But it's so iconic. And there's a fan theory about this that Mo actually knows the one prank on him and plays along because he's lonely. That'd be sad if it's true. I don't think I'll ever confirm that, which not a bad idea because they can keep the joke going on. But they said they'll definitely retire the joke once they reveal it because it can't work if they actually know Mo's born for it on purpose. So most likely that is true. They probably don't want to do it when they want to retire the gag. In episode 3, got it mixed up. The relatives will debut Waylon Smithers. Of course, when he debuted, he had black skin. Again, due to production issues behind the scenes. But his next appearance in Homer's Odyssey, I think that was the name, where he got his traditional yellow skin, which also dealt the proper debut of Montgomery Burns. Because he never... Smithers, who is that man? Simpson, eh? Oh, of course, there's one important episode 12, which was the debut of one of the most iconic characters, but we're not here yet. I want to briefly talk about other episodes first. But specific character debuts. The episode Server's debut was also the debut of Sherry and Terry, some classmates of Mark's classmates who are mostly hanging out with Lisa a lot. Of course, Otto already appeared in it's an open fire, I think. Yeah, the tattoo thing. There's a reason Bart wanted to get a tattoo in that episode. And because the end of season 1 was animated, characters off more quite a lot in this episode, in the series. Very similar don't return to on the Fast Lane, which was an episode where it's Marge's birthday, Homer ends up again and ends up being a bit selfish and buying a bowling ball. Marge ends up using that bowling ball and ends up having a shot at it, ends up blowing her. We heard the one if she should actually cheat on Homer. But eventually Homer apologizes for his selfish behaviour and Marge forgives him. No, one was another interesting debut episode was the episode Bart the General, which debuted Nelson Muntz. If you don't know who he is, may recognize this phrase. Ha ha! Ha ha! Yeah, the ha ha guy. I can't remember but listen how the character was voiced in those early appearances. You know, even these days with his gruffer voice. He's a bully. He does hang out with Bart sometimes, but he's just purely a bully, a terrifying bully, not used for comedy. Does have comedy, but not used for his comedic bullying. Many see picking on Martin. Rest in peace, Lucy Taylor. Yeah, you know the passing of Lucy Taylor, the voice of Martin for decades. She was later replaced by Greg Lau Griffin. Made known as Daffy for Scooby-Doo, Catwoman from some Batman content. Evan Elizabeth and Clifford, if you live in America, that is. Or maybe many of you kids, people who grew up in the 2000s, recognize her voice as Azula on Avatar. Stupid cultural appropriation bullshit. No, it's still not going to go with that. It's voice acting. You don't need the same voice as the fucking character, just the voice of them. And they're only concerned about, and these assholes are only concerned about white dudes playing black characters. But when a black character played a Japanese character, no one complained. If that's the case in the city, then anime wouldn't fucking exist now, would they? Or is there to cast Thai Asian actors just to play the fucking characters? I'm sorry, but that pisses me off. Because of that, one of the voice actors have stepped down from those iconic characters. Because of that stupid idea. And then replace. Cleveland was one example. Mike Henry said down. But I tell you, the person that stuck up was given the role. And he doesn't sound that different from the actual Mike Henry's performances. So it's hardly noticeable, but for Carl, who's introduced in the season, by the way, yeah, it's pretty noticeable. In which, I think Carl debuted this season. Something quite different than he usually do. But Letley's debut was in the exact same episode where Perry Summer reappeared. Just about the General's also reappearance of Abraham Simpson in the show, who appeared in Simpsons was an Open Fire. I'm talking about the show itself, not the shorts it was based on. I'm talking about the show itself. So, Homer, sorry. Bart is again being like Van Olsen, when he recruits an army to take them down. One episode, Homer's jealous of a perfect family, and he seems perfect, has no issues, and his family. So he wants them to be better, just so he can get a good, so his boss can recognize him. Randy's and Josh and Dr. Marvin Monroe, a normally an off-game character in the show. I say on again, off again. It's complicated. He appears when the writers want him to appear, but sometimes he's either said to be dead, but we're called not to be dead, then we're called to be dead again. You see how it's confusing. You can really see how confusing that is. Oh boy. Imagine after that episode, that perfect family actually appears at Dr. Monroe's clinic, saying, yes, and they're not that perfect after all, because Homer's too busy to notice. Poor Homer. It was a good episode. Yeah, it showcased the family's issues with each other, but they're not perfect. Homer wants to try to make them perfect, but they're not perfect. No one's perfect. As I said by that family, they have issues too. It's something to show us that no one is perfect. No one is perfect, like saying nothing ever is perfect. It's a great, valuable lesson. Alright, up until 2009, Simpsons had the exact same TV. Small tube TV, which was common for the time. As you know, I used to have a watch a tube TV when I was a kid. Never mind when I was a kid. I'm fucking 25. Never mind when I was out. See, one of those old TVs makes me nostalgic. I'm old. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Like, I used to have a tube downstairs. We used to have a tube TV years ago. We had it when I got my first cat. You know, this is when we first got her. Our first cat, she got ran over a couple years back. Oh, my hat. It's my other cat. We got a few years after that. He eventually died too. Of poisoning. So total we are total of 5 cats. 4 cats. So there were 4 cats that lived here over the years. 4 cats. And 2 of them died. Sad. But one was happy. So what a weird coincidence too. Speaking of losses, I didn't mention my parents' views because I forgot. But my sister's dog has been put to sleep recently. He's lived with us for over 2 decades, I think. Over 20 years. Yeah. He was crying in pain the past couple of days. Actually, he just had to be put to sleep just last week. Just a couple of days ago on Tuesday. It's a bit sad. And my feelings of the dog, I never really liked him much, but even I'm sad that he's gone. I'm willing to admit that. Like, I just didn't like the dog, but I didn't want him to die or suffer like that. That's not why. I just don't like the dog because he's annoying and stuff. But I didn't want him to die or anything. That's not the type of person I am. I won't wish death on an animal just because I don't like him. I'm not that type of guy. I'm not psychopath or anything. Sorry. Right. So, after that. Oh, that was season 1. Oh, yeah. See, episode 8 of season 1 was actually an introduction of 4 characters. It's the episode where Bart ends up being 3 bullies, Curly, Jimbo, and I always forget the third one's name. Basically, getting the car off the head of this Springfield founder, Jebediah Springfield, who gets a more important expanded role much later in the series. Not modern day, just a couple years later. Just to let you know when we actually get to that. And I thought it was here. How's it represent Simpsons game? I was going to cover a Simpsons game on Game Channel. All the Simpsons games actually have stories. Original stories. We haven't had a Simpsons game on console since the Simpsons game on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 and Nintendo Wii. DS. Actually, my first appearance that game was the DS version. It's quite different to what the console version was. I got the console version as a kid. And the only level I ever got stuck on, Brennan's looking at that video about, the only level I get stuck on is the final level. A rhythm game. Yeah, no joke. I got stuck on the last level, which was a rhythm game. I was stuck as a kid, but I bet I could do it better now if I actually get the chance to play it again. But I can't because I don't have an Xbox 360 anymore. Shame they don't. Shame not backwards compatibility. It's just a real shame. But yeah, but I can beat that level now. The reason I got beat, only reason I ever beat it as a kid, my cousin helped me with that one. My cousin helped me beat it as a kid. Yeah. Was the on my Facebook today I had a memory of when I was back when I was 17, and before I had this big Ben. Well, I still obviously had some facial hair growing, but not full beard like this. No, God, I was so young. Yeah. Anyway, the episode wasn't the only novel thing that was happened. It gave you quite a few characters, like Reverend Lovejoy. His wife had appeared in another episode after that. There's also a debut of Apu. Yes, the Apu. And let me tell you one thing. No, I do not have a problem with him. There's no problem with him. I understand people use him as an insult, but I agree. I sort of agree with you. Statement made by a YouTuber. On the YouTube channel, Hot Diggity Demon, on a show called Brain Dump. I mean, we made a statement about Apu's character, and I agree with him. Apu is basically one of the reasons just because stereotypes. Claims to be falling stereotypes. Sure, sometimes White lie on stereotypes for comedy, but it's a comedy. South Park's not afraid to explain the stereotypes. It doesn't give it back. Yeah, actually, that's me. Who plays Token? Basically, Token's probably not played by black people. Because I'm really going to say that South Park is not giving you that stupid pressure of having casting that matches the diversity. Diverse casting. Let me know in the comments down below. I plan to do a South Park season 1 review again soon. Watching it on Paramount Plus. I can't find some episodes on HBO Max, actually. I think. I even watched the first episode of Spider-Man a while ago. Yeah, enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the first episode of Spider-Man. Got a few laughs out of me. So Apu debuted in this episode. Because he was depicted with more blackheads and more dark grey he has now. Shame he's not being utilized anymore. Hank Azaria says he won't basically stick up with what's in the character. Why not get a different actor to portray the character then? Like, again, Apu's not limited by stereotypes. He has very good qualities of his character. He's kind of a close friend. He actually becomes a close friend of the Simpsons family over the years. No? Becomes a close friend of the Simpsons family over the years. He's a great character. He's fun. Like, he's got great episodes. So I don't understand why they're so afraid to use him now. I just say they're just a bunch of cowards. They should really dare to do what South Park does. Actually use the characters. Actually, even if it's stereotypes, still uses the characters. Because they make a point. And do use them in jokes. But so what? There actually are there are many race jokes in a lot of adult cartoons. But they actually see a lot. But I see some videos of people of that race being made fun of actually fun laughing at them. Like, Family Guy's British jokes. Right? It's stereotype, but I'm not offended. I'm from the UK. I'm British. Not kind of Welsh, but you know what I mean. I'm not offended. It's funny. Again, stereotypes aren't bad. They're just for jokes. You're not making fun of the country. They're just more like poking fun of the stereotypes. I mean, that's the type of thing. It's poking fun of the stereotypes itself. Not poking fun of the country, just poking fun of the stereotypes of the country. Which is why I see it. Like, there's probably a lot of people who you can say, you can find you black YouTubers reacting to Family Guys, but like some black jokes about black people, race jokes, but they laugh because they find it funny. It's about making people laugh. So I don't understand why there's so much cowards to use the great character. I've been begging for him to come back for years now at this point. Sorry, I went on a little tangent. I should have prepared myself for that, actually. I should have known I was going to do that. Because the Pooh's just a great character. It just pisses me off that all this happened since 2020. Okay, not since 2020. But I'm not saying what happened was a good thing either. What happened that year wasn't a good thing either. That year, Black Lives Matter is a good thing. Yes, Black Lives do matter. I'm not saying they shit though. Because when that criminal was robbing a store, those officers were in the wrong for what they did. They appropriately handled the situation and let that man die. That's not okay. That's not right. Bad people are people too. Like, I grew up in the modern day, so I see a lot of black representation on TV and sometimes. Like, I don't give a shit. I see black people as people. Because that's just how I was, right? Because I was raised in modern day. That's all. Like, sure, Token, South Park makes some race jokes on Token, but most of them come from Cartman. And Token's a well-rounded character in his own right. Like, his name was just Token recently, until recently they changed it slightly. I don't know why. I don't know why that's a fair fact on the audience or something. Oh man, I really do want to get there when I get there. I already covered season 24 and the two South Park movies that tie into it. So, yeah. But anyway, back on topic. Let's see. As you know, throughout the season, you see very little incentive to help her. And that's due to reasons that was part of the production issues behind the scenes. Like, there's an episode where Bart goes to friends after one of his typical pranks. Simpsons will later revisit friends decades later. I don't think I ever watched that episode. I can't remember. So yeah, it might end up in a type of crime conspiracy. I can't remember what happens. Yeah. But one of the most iconic episodes is in episode 12. Krusty gets busted. Which is Krusty's reappearance in the show. Best appearance in the show. You see his merch everywhere. He debuted in the shorts. There's even gets a slightly reference later in a later episode. There's some later episodes. Like one episode where Homer ends up dressing up like Krusty. An episode where Krusty's dad strangles him after a mischief. Like Homer does Bart. Why me? Alice? It's because of Krusty and Homer originally supposed to be the same person. And when that short was being created, but at the last minute, that was changed. Because they had to keep up with that for years, and that'd be very tricky for them, as best I can remember of it. So, yeah. The episode is a great episode, looks my wife, but it's a debut of Sideshow Bob. Most iconic characters and also all the Simpsons. Right, did you know, I didn't know about that red gag, in full. Debuted in season 5. Yeah, that's actually surprising. The gag we all know so even today debuted 4 years after his debut. That's kind of funny to think about. Oh boy. But this was his bold debut. As you can actually know some details on the version of the episode on the rewatch. Even though you do know who it's supposed to be, but you do know some details still of the known characters. It's a great episode. Fun episode, focus episode. Also, it's like focus on Homer. There's a question. I just couldn't get it. Why not just complain to the producers? Is that blaming Krusty for being alive? Why blame him? It's just how you're cast. Typecast. It's just how the show's written. Don't blame the fucking guy. It's all part of the show and stuff. I guess he wasn't really that sane. Again, I don't know if you've seen the show. But again, this is just for those who have not seen the series. And I don't like on details on specific episodes. For you just to watch them. Nearly all the episodes available on Disney Plus. And why would you get to season 3? That's going to be typical. Well, hard to explain as one episode's missing. But I make it fun. But I'll probably be able to view that as a separate episode on YouTube. Now, season 5 finale and season 6 premiere will be some separate reviews too. I want to cover those 2 episodes together. Because it's a great idea it's a great 2-parter. I'm going to cover those 2 episodes together. Be a fun thing to do. And I'll part of my main series review. But anyway, after that, and then we get the season finale. Kind of. Well, I mean, kind of. Well, the 13th and final episode of season 1 is called Some Enchanted Evening. This is one of the most unique episodes. I've been seeing this talked about quite recently too. Due to the animation of one scene being very fluid. Those who don't know, actually, this episode was actually supposed to be the first episode, not the roast and open fire episode. That was supposed to be the season finale, not this. And that's why Santa's Little Helper doesn't appear. So he's just supposed to debut in the season finale and become a main character in season 2 once we're more familiarized with the Simpsons. There's new format and stuff. But because of production issues behind the scenes with animation and stuff, the episode was quite pushed back to be the finale instead. But they didn't. So you can find the original original production version of it online with a comparison to see how different it is. No, it's more cartoony than the actual episode. Basically, honestly, it's actually that episode of season 1 I forgot to mention. Which I feel bad for. You feel bad for Homer here. He's done nothing wrong in the entire episode. Yet Marge is mad at him until he just apologizes. But it's not Homer's fault. He didn't do anything wrong. Basically, Bart ends up goes to Shutterbug when Homer's at a party. This is Larry's reappearance on the first page of Carl. Again, they sound way different than they do today. So, yeah. I'm going to catch a picture of Homer dancing with a sexy dancer named Princess Casimir. And without much context, Marge believes that Homer is flirting with her and is upset. But one picture of Homer dancing with her. Dancing. See, here's the thing. Marge is actually very irrational. She's not called out on it. Well, I get it. She's not even called out for being acting pretty irrational not asking for Homer's side of the story. Not even bothering to try and confirm it with his workmates about it. Now, that could be the idea of the episode, that they could believe that Homer was doing something bad, doing that was flirting with another woman behind their back, for this understanding created by Homer's friends. That would have looked a little more believable. Marge is acting irrational just for one photo, not even allowing Homer explain himself. So yeah, I kind of don't like the episode for that reason. Marge was totally in the wrong, not even bothering listening to Homer. She trusts him, but she doesn't even bother to listen to his side of the story, at least an explanation of why he was dancing with her. But anyway, the season finale. Marge feels like she's not appreciated, so she calls it on Dr. Marvel's show. Yeah, so it has a little continuity hiccup with that one. As Dr. Marvel does not mention anything, doesn't really mention anything about Marge's voice. She sounds familiar. Like, doesn't comment on how Marge sounds, and her name sounds familiar. Like, he's met her before in a previous episode. You should have easily remember the Simpsons as the most dysfunctional family he ever had. He's ever had. You know what I mean? But I digress. So yeah, Homer's a hero, isn't it, you know? And decides to take Marge out for an even dinner. So they hire a babysitter. And in context, it seems that a babysitter was hired once before. So, is there a reason we could ask Patty, Selma, or Abe, Grandma Simpson, help? Like, is there any reason why they can't ask any of them for help? And just a babysitter? On short, sure, probably short notice, but they're trying to prepare. Like, probably short notice, yes, but you don't explain why they don't contact them, just contact a babysitter immediately. I'm just saying, a little bit of plot hole there, why you don't ask them. If they throw a little dialogue saying we're busy and stuff, unavailable, that'd be fine. But anyway, the babysitter they hired seems a bit grouchy. And say a real, she's actually a criminal. When Homer and Marge join the night out, Lisa and Maggie end up at the high for the dangerous person. Well, you need to take her out, but Homer, Marge, understands the situation and lets her go free. I know she's a dangerous one, she's a wanted criminal. Yeah. Homer and Marge rekindle their love. Yeah. And night out worked. And that basically ends the season. Yeah, this was supposed to be the first episode. No, really good. Really good episode to open up with, but of course, we said we got the most open fire. But reviewing that episode as a final episode, it helps tie the season 2 a little bit, maybe. I don't know, but that's just me. Now it's the first episode of season 2 Simpsons. Animation was a little wonky and off model a lot, but again, like I mentioned, I was doing a lot of production issues behind the scenes for the show finally settled to what is the show we know today. So, yeah. I love the show. I actually grew up watching it, like many people. I didn't know I wasn't allowed to watch it in primary school because it was very PG. Yeah. So adult comedy, whereas comedy is more tame for adults. But still an adult series. Yeah, weirdly enough, The Simpsons cameoed on Sesame Street. I'm not joking on that one either. There's not other shows that they kept. There's not other kids shows, but yeah, they done it in ways that work. Remember some Animaniacs and Tiny Toons, because they're both shows that aired on Fox Kids initially. Same company that owns The Simpsons, Fox. So that made a lot of sense. But I digress. It's just weird. Okay. I suppose The Simpsons was growing up watching on Channel 4 as a kid. I remember something iconic, but I was like, you'll find this one on YouTube, where basically Homer ends up getting duck beer stuck to the wires, And the whole I don't see him trying to get the beers, but he's shot and shot every time. Yeah. So yeah. Now, some episodes have a segment, have a scene before the episode starts, promoting Change for Life as a sponsor. It's pretty like my nostalgia for me figuring out this since they were when I was a kid. And it's a shame since there's no longer airing new episodes on Channel 4. It's just a disappointment because this for over 2 decades, Channel 4 has been the home of the true home of the Simpsons in the UK, but also can't get Sky. A true free way to watch the show without Sky. So they primarily air on Sky One, and but you need a subscription type of thing to get watch Sky, so payment. But Channel 4 is a free channel, so yeah. So that's my choice of Simpsons. Shouldn't stop doing DVDs. I did have a VHS tape of it years ago. My dad had one of a few episodes. That's really it. One of them was a Jerry Springer, was a Trios of Horror episode, which actually takes place in season 2. So, well, I guess watching my content, people ones up and want to see more. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, do always scripture. Until next time for another video. Cybermaster out.